Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really?
You say, okay, he's a little better. You say, but don't ever put no white dude on me because that is disrespectful. I was like, okay. Now, I don't know how America gonna feel about that.
They'll be all right.
Shit, like we talk.
Let me tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man, I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucking jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open. All that shit.
Larry Bird would probably beat LeBron 1-on-1.
Really?
Oh my God, Bird talk trash to everybody. It's disrespectful when y'all put a white guy on me.
And I'm looking at this guy like, he's nuts, you know?
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did.
I would say that we got a chance to change the league.
Yep.
What a blessing it was. He ended up in Boston. And then his personality was Boston.
Right.
And it worked for the whole league.
Here's a man who didn't just face 7 future Hall of Famers. He forged them. Let's be real, they weren't simply outplayed. They were rattled, shaken, flat out terrified. Michael Jordan once snapped at anyone bold enough to question this man's place in history. Magic Johnson said it without hesitation, that guy saved careers. And Charles Barkley? No filter. He called him the most dangerous trash talker the game has ever seen. Now here's the part that makes no sense. This legend didn't soar above the rim. He didn't win foot races. He spent nearly half his career playing through pain that would have ended most players. And yet, he was so unstoppable that decades later, the greatest to ever touch a basketball still talk about him with respect. And a little fear. So what made him different? Why does his name still echo when the GOAT conversations start? Stick around, because what these legends admit completely flips the definition of basketball greatness on its head. Let's rewind to one of the coldest trash talk moments ever. And yes, it involved a rookie. Atlanta Hawks, 1983 playoffs. Dominique Wilkins had just entered the league. The human highlight film. Explosive hops. Endless confidence. Sky-high expectations. And absolutely no idea what was waiting for him.
League homes. Dominique's frozen. The Hawks bench is watching, and before anyone can process what just happened, the game tips off. First possession for the Celtics.
I got your first playoff game is against Boston, 1983.
Oh, it was? Ah, okay.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
You guys
And
had
you know
great
what?
battles.
Yeah, that was the first time Bird ever talked trash. It was my rookie season. Probably the only thing he said to me. I'm guarding him. My first play, he's coming down. Wasn't upset he made the three. I said, but this son of a gun just called me home. That's who he was, man.
First playoff game. Dominique Wilkins steps onto the floor and spots Larry Bird calmly stretching on the sideline. Respectful rookie move. He walks over, extends his hand for the pregame shake. Professional. Polite. Bird doesn't take it. He clasps both hands behind his back and drops a line that hits like a blade. You don't belong in this league. Dominique freezes. The Hawks bench goes silent. No one moves. Tip-off. First possession. Celtics ball. Bird catches it. Quick jab step. One smooth glide. Arc 3. Splash. Nothing but net. He jogs back on defense and mutters just loud enough for Wilkins to hear. Told you. The Hawks bench is frozen. This isn't just basketball anymore. It's psychological warfare, and Bird is the general. Wilkins later admitted that game shook his confidence for an entire season. Every time he guarded Bird after that, the voice came back. They made a mistake putting you on me. Buckets kept coming, each one accompanied by Bird's quiet commentary. And if you think that was the height of his cold streak, just wait until you hear what he did to the round mound of rebound himself.
So Leon Wood was one of my teammates, and we're sitting in the locker room getting ready for the three-point shooting contest. Bird comes in and says, which one of you is going to come in second place? Which one of you going to come in second place? Nobody said nothing. It was one of the best scenes I've ever says, man, I wish we had casinos. We could bet on Larry Bird gonna win this three-point shooting contest.
Dallas, 1986. All-Star Weekend. The three-point contest is about to start, and the locker room is buzzing. Players debate who's hot, who's been practicing, who's ready to win. Charles Barkley sits with his guy, Leon Wood, soaking it all in. Then Larry Bird walks in, scans the room like the outcome is already decided, and drops a line that echoes forever. Which one of you is going to come in second place? Silence. Not a single word. Barkley thinks this man has lost his mind. Years later, he admits something crazy. He wished there were casinos nearby because in that moment, everyone knew it was over. Sure enough, Larry Legend steps up without even taking off his warm-up jacket. Shot after shot. Pure money. At one point, he lifts his finger before the ball even leaves his hand. What? The arena erupts. Barkley would later say, "I've never been destroyed faster without a single dribble." And that's coming from a man whose career was built on trash talk. But here's what's even more insane. Bird didn't just beat people. He humiliated them while barely breaking a sweat. That's a different kind of confidence. Players slowly realized this wasn't just about skill anymore. It was mental domination. He lived inside their heads. No warning. No escape. And Barkley wasn't the only one who learned that lesson the hard way. Late 1980s Market Square Arena. Indiana Pacers down 3. Bird walks to the free throw line as the crowd roars. A skinny rookie from UCLA, Reggie Miller, decides to try some gamesmanship. Loud coughs. Fake coughs. Classic rookie move. Bird freezes. Slowly turns. Locks eyes with Miller. And says something that would change the kid's career forever. "Rook, I'm the best shooter in the league." In the league. Understand? Then he calmly sinks both free throws. Pure. Not even close to the rim. Pacers down 5. Miller doesn't say a word the rest of the game. Years later, Miller admitted that moment rewired everything for him. Trash talk isn't just noise, it's a science. And Larry Bird? He holds the PhD.
I called home. I said, "It's true about this boy." I was calling everybody. This dude can play. So I said, let me see what he can do.
But Larry's had something that most white boys don't have. Just say that. Just keep it real.
Man,
Larry was different.
I saw this dude eat Jack Givens up. He was player of the year that year.
Kentucky, right?
Yes, from Kentucky. Oh,
Yeah.
And so that was my first time seeing him, and then to be out on the court with him in college.
Reggie Miller went on to become one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen, but he never forgot that lesson. Because Larry Bird didn't just beat you on the scoreboard. He taught you. And he made sure you remembered exactly who gave the lesson. If rookies felt that kind of mental domination, imagine what his biggest rivals endured. Especially the man who, alongside him, is credited with saving the league. Magic Johnson. Magic, Showtime flair, Hollywood smile, championship rings, seems all charm on the surface. But when the conversation gets serious, he admits something most fans rarely consider. Larry Bird saved my career. Not helped. Saved. And here's why that matters. In 1979, the NBA was on life support. TV ratings were stagnant. Games aired on tape delay. Fans had stopped caring. Then, in the same year, 2 rookies walked in. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Their rivalry wasn't just competition. It was a lifeline. East versus West. Flash versus fundamentals. Smile versus snarl. Together, they pulled the NBA back from the brink and made the world watch again.
Beginning, I wanted to be friends, but Larry didn't want none of that. You know, I smiled all the time, and he knew that I would smile at you, but I want to cut your heart out at the same time. So
my thing was, when you compete, you're really not friends. You want to keep an edge, and I was like that through high school and through college. You know, and you got that big smile. My goal was to try to take 3 of them teeth home with me.
By 1984, Bird versus Magic in the finals wasn't just basketball, it was a national event. Game 7 drew nearly 40 million viewers, a number the NBA hadn't seen in decades. Magic later admitted, "We knew we had a chance to change the league." And they did. Why 1984, Bird versus Magic in the finals wasn't just basketball, it was a national event. Game 7 drew nearly 40 million viewers, a number the NBA hadn't seen in decades. Magic later admitted, "We knew we had a chance to change the league." And they did. Magic called it a blessing, him in Los Angeles, all flash and Showtime flair. Bird landing in Boston, icy and relentless, perfectly matching the city's attitude. 2 completely opposite forces, and somehow it worked. Not just for them, but for the entire league. But here's the part most people forget. Even with all the hype, the championships, and the rivalry, when Bird stepped on the court, he wasn't just competing. He was still the same man who had lived inside every rookie's head, who had embarrassed the best, who had quietly dominated while barely breaking a sweat. And that, more than anything, was the true edge of Larry Bird.
Enjoy yourself, dog. Y'all gave us the run for our money. Yeah. All right, take care. Now you can work on that golf game of yours.
Magic wanted friendship. Early on, he smiled at Bird, cracked jokes, tried to keep it light. Bird wanted none of it. Calm, cold, precise, he told Magic straight up, "When you compete, you're really not friends. You got to keep an edge." Magic later admitted he could smile at opponents while still wanting to rip their hearts out. Bird, his mindset was darker. He wanted to take 3 of Magic's teeth home with him. That was the intensity. These weren't just games, they were wars. Pure mental warfare. And both of them thrived on it. Even now, Magic calls Larry Bird my brother in competition. And he admits, "I still can't believe what Larry did to us in '84. That tells you everything." But even Magic never saw what Bird's own teammates witnessed on one unforgettable night in New Orleans. March 12, 1985. The Celtics arrived to face the Hawks. Robert Parrish remembers walking into the gym that morning. Bird is stretching, loose, calm, completely in control. Then he casually drops a line, "I feel like 60 tonight." Parrish laughs. "Yeah, right, Larry. Once the game tips, it isn't just scoring. Bird is orchestrating. Left wing off the glass bucket. Corner 3 splash. Right hand hook, money. Every pass, every shot, every call is precise." The Hawks bench isn't angry anymore. They're leaning over each other, watching, cheering for the Bird. Because they knew exactly what they were witnessing. Greatness in real time.
He's a tough, hard player that you actually, you get angry at sometimes.
Everybody does. I mean, it's just a common thing. If you had 273 professional athletes here, a professional basketball player, and you say who's the 30th player in the NBA, you know, I say 95% I say Lambeer or Larry Bird.
Really?
Yeah.
The NBA actually fined Atlanta later for celebrating an opposing player. Bird finished with 60 points. Parrish swears Larry could have dropped 70 if the coach hadn't pulled him, and he still laughs about it. "We were just passengers on a fire truck that night," Parrish said best. Here's the wild part. Bird wasn't some athletic freak. He couldn't jump out of the gym. He wasn't the fastest guy on the floor. What he had was something far rarer, a supernatural ability to see plays before they happened. And he made sure everyone knew it. That mix of skill, intelligence, and pure showmanship created an aura nobody could touch. And that's exactly why one man, who almost never gave compliments, put Bird on a pedestal. Now this is where the title really hits. What Michael Jordan said about Larry Bird will seriously flip your mindset. Back in 2013, during a Q&A, someone brought up LeBron James, asking if he was the greatest small forward ever. Jordan, usually calm and measured, didn't sugarcoat a thing. He said people were missing the point. Larry Bird was better than any small forward who ever played. Let that sink in. Michael Jordan, the man most called the GOAT, saying Larry Bird set the standard. Not LeBron. Not anyone else. And this wasn't politeness. This was respect earned in battle. Jordan spent his early years chasing Bird's shadow. Every time the Bulls faced Boston, he had to measure himself against that legend. And when Jordan's Bulls finally got past Bird's team in the Eastern Conference Finals years later, the cameras caught a real moment. Years later, Jordan walked up to Bird, who was coaching by then, and hugged him. No trash talk. No ego. Just respect. Later, Jordan admitted that Bird had taught him more about mental warfare than anyone else. Bird would tell you the shot, name the spot, and then drain it. Jordan's respect wasn't poetic. It was survival. He didn't admire Bird because it sounded good. He admired him because Bird forced him to evolve. Jordan watched Larry Bird break people mentally, and that's when it clicked. That's what separates good from truly great. If Michael Jordan felt that way, imagine the stress coaches endured trying to game plan against Larry legend. Pat Riley battled Bird for over a decade. He saw Jordan at his peak. He watched Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers run wild. He coached some of the greatest players in NBA history. So when a reporter asked Riley who he'd trust with the final shot, his answer stunned everyone. "If I had to choose someone to take a shot to save a game, I'd pick Michael Jordan. But if I needed someone to save my life? Larry Bird. Not to win a game, but to save a life." That was the level of trust Riley had in Bird under pressure. And it wasn't just talk. Horace Grant, who guarded Bird, tells a story that proves it. Before a play even starts, Bird looks at him and says, "I'm going to fake left. Shoot a right-hand hook." Grant locks in. Play starts. Fake left. Right-hand hook. Bucket. Grant laughs about it years later. "He told me the script, and I still couldn't stop him." That's not just skill. That's mastery. And with all that dominance, Bird's greatest weapon wasn't even his shooting. It was toughness. By 1988, his back was wrecked. He was in constant pain. Heat packs stacked on the bench. His face twisted in agony. He could barely move. Teammate Danny A. Remembers Bird struggling just to tie his shoes before games, and still going out there to destroy opponents. Minutes later, he'd casually post a triple-double. Opponents mocked the back brace. Thought he was fragile. Thought they finally had him. Big mistake. Bird torched them for 34 points, 17 rebounds, and 9 assists like nothing was wrong. As he once told reporters, "If I'm walking, I'm playing." That gladiator mindset is exactly why Karl Malone said it wasn't about speed with Bird. He wasn't quicker than you. He was tougher. Most players would have retired. Most would have taken the easy way out. But Bird? He played through pain that would have ended careers, and still dominated. That's the real line between legends and everyone else. It's not just talent. It's refusing to quit. It's that mental edge that whispers, "You're not beating me today. I don't care how bad it hurts." And here's the truth that 7 Hall of Famers all agree on. Strip away the vertical leap, forget sprint times, ignore shoe deals and highlight reels. Greatness comes down to 2 things: brain power and toughness. Larry Bird weaponized both. Elite basketball IQ, ruthless trash talk, living inside opponents' heads. Then backing it up with grit that demanded respect every single night. Michael Jordan admired Bird's mental edge. Magic Johnson credits him with saving the league. Charles Barkley, Dominique Wilkins, Reggie Miller, Pat Riley, Robert Parrish, Horace Grant, Danny A. and Karl Malone all tell different stories, but they all prove the same thing. Bird wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the highest jumper. He was the smartest, the toughest, the most mentally dominant player of his era. Here's the question. Does statsheet dominance beat mental mastery? Can you truly be the greatest without jumping out of the gym? Drop your Larry Legend moment in the comments. The best story gets pinned. And maybe, just maybe, you'll convince someone that the GOAT conversation has to include a guy from French Lick, Indiana, who made legends admit they were terrified. If this video changed how you see greatness, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs this truth. Legends don't just play.